Have you ever met someone who just never seems shaken by anything? Betrayal, failure, disrespect, they stay calm, grounded, untouchable. Meanwhile, you're over here stressing out over a text that went unanswered yesterday. What's their secret? It's not luck, it's psychology, and Carl Jung figured it out. He called it the mirror principle. What irritates you about others lives within you. Let's get real. Think of that one person who just gets under your skin. Maybe it's their arrogance, their ignorance, or the way they talk down to others. But take a step back and ask yourself, why does it affect you so deeply? Jung once said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Let that sink in. That co-worker who disrespects you, the ex who ghosted you. If their actions stir up strong emotions, it's not really about them. It's about your own unhealed wounds. The world is your mirror. Emotional triggers are reflections of your own insecurities. But when you learn to see it that way, insults lose their power. They simply roll off like water on glass. Think back. When was the last time someone's comment ruined your day? Why did it hit so hard? Maybe, just maybe, a part of you feared it was true. But when you know who you are, no words can shake you. That's real power. That arrogant person, maybe they reflect a part of you you're denying. That selfish friend, maybe you secretly wish you could prioritize yourself for once. That liar, maybe you've been lying to yourself about something important. Jung called this the shadow self, the parts of us we reject, suppress, or fear. And unless you confront your shadow, the world outside will always have control over your emotions. And that's just the beginning. Once you stop absorbing other people's energy, you begin to reclaim control over your inner world. Picture this. Someone tries to unload their negativity onto you, harsh words, toxic emotions, bad vibes. Instead of reacting, you calmly say in your mind, that's yours, I won't carry it. You wear an invisible shield. Compliments, they bounce off. Insults, they bounce off too. You choose what sticks, and that's how you become truly unshakable. If people's words have too much influence over you, it's because you haven't fully defined yourself. You doubt your own opinions. You don't truly believe in your worth. You don't feel grounded in who you are. And when you're unclear about yourself, you give others the power to define you. But the moment you know who you are, what you stand for, and what you believe in, nobody's opinion can shake you. So ask yourself, who am I really? And if that answer isn't clear yet, that's exactly where your inner work should begin. Now comes one of Jung's most powerful tools, the observer mindset. He taught that the key to emotional freedom is to become the observer of your life, not the victim of it. Most people live on autopilot, reacting, exploding, then regretting. But when you pause and ask, why is this bothering me? You take back control. It's like watching a movie instead of being trapped inside it. You see the drama unfold, but you're no longer caught up in it. Think back. When was the last time someone made you angry? Maybe they insulted you, ignored you, or disrespected you. Now ask yourself, did they really make you feel that way? Or did you react because of something inside you? Jung believed, no one has power over your emotions unless you give it to them. You are not what happened to you. You are what you choose to become. Let that settle in your mind. Someone insults you, you choose to feel offended or not. Someone ignores you, you choose to feel rejected or indifferent. Someone disrespects you, you choose to explode or stay calm. This isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. Because once you realize you are the only one in control of your mind, no one and nothing can shake you. So next time someone tries to pull you into an argument, don't react. Just observe. And watch how their words lose power when you refuse to play the game. But there's still one more thing that holds us back: the past. So how do we finally let it go? When you stop letting your past control you, another deeper truth begins to emerge. What Carl Jung described as unconscious wounds. You see, most people aren't truly in control of their actions. They react, lash out, hurt others, not because they're inherently cruel, but because they're living under the weight of unhealed pain. Instead of healing, they project their wounds outward. The person who belittles you, they feel small inside. The one who betrays you, they don't even know how to be loyal to themselves. The one trying to control you, they feel powerless in their own life. Carl Jung once said, "The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers." Once you understand that, everything shifts. You stop reacting with anger and start responding with clarity. Have you ever met someone who went through hell but came out unbroken? That's because they processed their pain. They didn't let it rot inside. They didn't deny their scars. They transformed them. That's the difference between being scarred and being scared. Now here's a hard truth to face. Most of your daily reactions aren't even yours. They're programmed responses shaped by society, by trauma, by habits so deeply embedded you don't even see them. Jung called this the collective unconscious, a hidden layer of conditioning that runs beneath the surface. But once you bring those unconscious patterns into the light, you begin to break free. Ask yourself, is this really how I feel? Or is it how I was conditioned to feel? Why do I feel guilty saying no? Why am I afraid to be alone? Dig deeper, because most chains are invisible until you go looking for them. Now that you know no one and nothing can affect you without your permission, it's time to talk about how to apply this in real life. Most people live in reaction mode. Someone insults them, they get angry. Someone ignores them, they feel unworthy. Something goes wrong, they spiral into self-doubt. But here's the secret: you can reprogram your mind to stop reacting. Carl Jung said, your perception will become clear only when you can look into your own soul. And that clarity begins with self-awareness. This leads us to a powerful idea, the power of indifference. Jung once said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Why terrifying? Because once you accept every part of yourself, flaws and all, you no longer crumble under criticism or chase after approval. Indifference isn't coldness, it's freedom. The moment you stop needing everyone to like you, you become untouchable. The moment you stop fearing rejection, you reclaim your power. Think about that person who ghosted you. At first, it hurt. But what if you genuinely didn't care? What if their opinion held no weight? That's the secret of high-value people. They don't resist negativity, they simply don't let it in. When you stop absorbing negativity and start transforming it, that's when real growth begins. And this brings us to one of Jung's deepest insights, shadow integration and emotional transformation. Jung believed that anger, jealousy, and pain aren't weaknesses. They are signals. They highlight the areas where you're still wounded. A foolish woman will lash out or suppress her rage. But a wise woman pauses and asks, what is this anger trying to teach me then? She turns it into fuel. Every betrayal, every insult, every setback, she doesn't ignore them, she transforms them. Picture your emotions as fire. You can let them burn you, or you can use them to forge steel. The choice is yours. Now, let's talk about another hidden trap, the unconscious contracts you never signed. This comes from Jung's concept of archetypes and conditioning, the invisible rules running your life without your consent. I must be nice at all costs. I need a relationship to be happy. Sound familiar? These aren't truths. They're mental contracts you were conditioned to believe. But the good news is, you can tear them up. The moment you say, I never agreed to this, you begin to break free. Why do you feel guilty for putting yourself first? Because somewhere along the way, you were taught that self-sacrifice equals worth. But what if you rejected that script? That brings us to the next powerful idea, the art of sacred selfishness, based on Jung's principle of individuation, or becoming your most authentic self. Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But here's the truth. To live authentically, you must be willing to disappoint others. You must learn to say no. You must put yourself first, even if others call you selfish. The foolish woman seeks approval from everyone. The wise woman knows if she betrays herself, she loses everything. Ever met someone who radiates confidence? It's not because they're perfect, it's because they stopped pretending. They'd rather be hated for who they are than loved for who they're not. And finally, the greatest battlefield isn't out there, it's in your mind. Carl Jung said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart." In other words, the war isn't external, it's internal. The foolish woman blames the world for her pain. The wise woman sees the truth, she's the one holding the knife. The moment you stop fighting life and start mastering your inner world, that's when nothing can shake you. So ask yourself, are you ready? Ready to stop being a prisoner of your own mind and become the architect of your life? If this hit deep, you're not alone. But remember, knowledge isn't power. Application is. Knowing the truth is one thing, applying it is what makes you unbreakable. Real freedom comes from structure, from a step-by-step system to rewire your mind, so that insults bounce off, rejection becomes fuel, and chaos no longer controls you. This isn't theory, this is practical psychology, and here are 5 steps to begin your transformation. Step 1. The daily mirror check each night. Ask yourself, what triggered me today, and why? Was it your co-worker's comment? Your partner's tone? Dig deeper. That irritation is like a flashing arrow, pointing at your unhealed wounds. Write it down. Over time, you'll spot repeating patterns, and those patterns, they're your roadmap to inner freedom. Keep a trigger journal. When something bothers you, write what happened, just facts, how it made you feel, why it might have triggered you. In just a few weeks, you'll start to predict your reactions before they even happen. Step 2. The 3-second rule. When someone says or does something that normally pushes your buttons, pause for 3 seconds. Ask yourself, is this about them or about me? Most drama dies right there. Your boss snaps, that's his stress. Your friend bails, that's their flakiness. Don't turn their issues into your burden. Visualize their words as a ball. They throw it at you. You don't have to catch it. Let it hit the floor. Don't pick it up. Step 3. The observer drill. Next time you're in a tense situation, mentally step back. Imagine yourself on a balcony, looking down at the scene. Notice their body language. Notice your own reactions. Sense the energy in the room. This creates psychological distance, and with it comes choice. Someone insults you? Don't fire back. Observe like a scientist. How interesting. Why would they say that? Suddenly, their words lose their bite. Step 4. The sacred no framework. Set boundaries without guilt. Jung said, I am not what others think of me, but foolish people live like they are. Start small. Say no to extra work, plans you don't want. Every no strengthens your emotional armor. Soon, you'll say no to disrespect with a calm smile. I appreciate you asking, but that doesn't work for me. No guilt, no over-explaining. Step 5. The emotional alchemy ritual. Turn pain into power. When hurt or angry, don't suppress it, transform it. Write a rage letter, then burn it. Ask, what's the lesson here? Take action, block, negotiate, walk away. You go from victim to strategist. Got ghosted? Write the letter you'll never send, then hit the gym like you're sculpting your future. That energy now becomes fuel for your growth. Once you start doing these steps, something powerful happens. You stop chasing validation because you begin to generate it from within. And in the next part, we'll explore how to build deep, lasting self-worth that no one can take away. Now that you've started building your mental strength step by step, the next challenge is learning to separate truth from the stories you invent. Let's move to step 6, the reality check question. The next time you feel yourself spiraling, overcome with anxiety, self-doubt, or emotional turmoil, pause and ask yourself, is this true? Or is this just a story I'm telling myself? Most of your suffering doesn't come from facts, it comes from fiction. They don't respect me could just mean they were busy once. They must hate me might just be your fear talking. Separate reality from fear, and try switching from what if they to so what if they, so what if they don't like me? So what if they misunderstood me? With that shift, the monster in your mind gets smaller. Suddenly, You're no longer trapped in imaginary pain. Step 7. The unshakable identity statement. Write down one core truth about yourself, something no one can take away. Example: I am resilient. I learn and adapt. My worth is not up for debate. Repeat this statement every day. Use it as your mental anchor when doubt tries to creep in. It must be short, bold, and undeniable. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, your subconscious is listening. Remember, these steps aren't magic. They're training, just like going to the gym. The more you do them, the stronger you become. So here's the real question. Which step will you start with? Drop a comment below. And if you want to go deeper into mastering your shadow self, hit that subscribe button, because everything you've learned so far is only the beginning. Everything you've just learned isn't just psychological tricks, it's the foundation for rebuilding your inner world. And if you're asking yourself, do I really have what it takes to change? The answer is yes, but it won't happen overnight. Being unshakable doesn't mean you never feel pain. It means you know who you are, you know your worth, and you don't let the world define you. Carl Jung once said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. So if you're hurting, good, it means you're waking up. Remember, you are not your past. You are not your negative thoughts. You are not fleeting emotions. You are the one who chooses your response. You are the one who rewrites the script. You are the one who decides who you will become. So don't ask, who am I? Ask, who do I want to be, starting today, and live from that place. Because the world doesn't need more perfect people. The world needs people who are real and strong from within. If this resonated with you, drop a comment below. Share the step you're practicing or a truth you've realized. And if you haven't yet, subscribe, because in the next video, we'll dive even deeper. How to live authentically, even when the world doesn't approve. This journey is just beginning.